This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hello, this is Madness from HKWF, Hong Kong Wrestling, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with madness.
Hey, hello guys. Shall we start off?
Yes, absolutely. How are you today?
Oh, actually, this is my working hours during the time in Hong Kong. So this is like I'm sneaking off to doing this interview, so it's funny.
So you're
Yes.
cutting the gym and talking to me.
No, but it's my bad. It's my, and before we are getting started, I just have to say, maybe due to my limited English level, I'm not a non-native English speaker, so please excuse me for if there's any bad things.
No worries. You're not the first non-native English speaker we've had on the show.
Oh yeah, sure, I know. I know you interview some guys from Singapore or from other Asia country as well, I know.
Yes. Can you tell us what you have coming up wrestling-wise? What shows will you be on?
You mean before enough or after?
Either one.
Shall I introduce some of our history?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, do you know Ho Lun, right?
Ho Lun?
Yeah, the first superstar, WWE superstar from Hong Kong.
Yes.
I even know him. So, we were the first generation from the Hong Kong wrestling, and I was a foundation member of it. So I could say we grew up together.
That's wow.
Yeah, and in the first beginning, I think it's around 2006 something. We were actually just a bunch of wrestling fans, and we were all gathering together to watch WrestleMania together, and somehow we turned to just play it around together, and somehow we just make a ring, and we just made it. And during the 2009, we ran the apartment from the industrial center something to make our own venue. It's just very small, very tiny, and it's very difficult to run this business in Hong Kong. And we were just like a bunch of kids to play around together. And from time to time, we're just getting more serious about wrestling. And during the 2009, we thought it was the last show we had, because during the contract of the apartment, together with the band from the landlord or something. So we thought we were going to stop, or at least a pause. I remember our last show in 2009. Our shonen, the event is called the pause. So we were taking a break. It's mean taking a break something, but I was like, this is very emotional for me because I was very in love with wrestling during that time. And back then, when I thought it was going to stop forever, it was so touching for all of us. And some of us, the last show, even were so emotional. We did cry. Yeah, you see some big guys. We did cry at that time. So it was there's some story I would like to share about us.
Um,
If you understand what I said.
yes, I understand.
Yeah.
And it does seem like, obvious, Asian wrestling in general, wrestling is very big in Asia. Um,
It's not big, right?
no, big.
Really?
But maybe not as big as it could be. Um, is the scene, the wrestling environment in Hong Kong, um, the same as like the other places in that region? You kind of understand what I mean?
But not in Hong Kong, I think, because Hong Kong is very unique, and it's particularly case in all around Asia. I think in Asia, of course, everyone knows Japan is one of the kingdom of wrestling, right?
Right.
Yeah. So regardless of the Japan, because everyone knows about Japan, but even China currently the wrestling scenes there is getting bigger and healthier. Especially, I saw you interview the Big Sam before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he mentioned about the China,
Yes.
and so you can compare with these two places because Hong Kong is very not only wrestling, but if you know about Hong Kong, there's no such things about culture and sport entertainment. This is very difficult to survive here, even every cultural industry, not only wrestling. So if we talk about wrestling in Hong Kong, it's all about the market. The Hong Kong people here, they, of course, the wrestling is not very popular here even now. Maybe recently is getting better because due to our new chairman Pittman. Do you know Pittman?
Yes, I know Bitman.
Yeah. Pittman is the new CEO of the HKWF. I called him the leader. So under his leading, he changing the way the HKWF the running our business is now wanting more like a entertainment or trendy or popular something because under the Ho Ho Lun administrations before he tried to run like a sport.
Okay.
The sport in Hong Kong is you can't survive because Hong Kong has no sport at all. Maybe I couldn't say it all for others, but I mean the sport industry. Not about the Olympic stuff. If you know what I mean, right?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So the sport entertainment in Hong Kong is very rare, and maybe I think we are some starting point, or you can see watch it like a startup in Hong Kong because there's no sport entertainment before. But right now we try to keep up with this routine, running like an entertainment industry. So maybe there's some opportunity or chances we can vibe. But if you know about Hong Kong, the recent years, I don't know if I can talk about this, because if you know Hong Kong is very the situation here currently, we have a very tough situation here. I mean the political stuff. If you know about, if you know around. Yeah. So if we talk about the creative industry, I mean, like for myself, I used to work into the creative industry. Like I used to be a videographer, a video editor, and a production something. But those things belong to the industry of the creative, right? But I always used to say to everyone I know, the so-called creative industry in Hong Kong is not creative because if the place there's no space or not allowed to you say something or do something is forbidden, there's no creative at all because there's no soil for you to creative. If you know what I mean, right?
No, I understand.
Yeah. So that's why there's no potential for growth in the place of no freedom. Well, so I don't know if I can say that, but I don't want to say political, but
No, I got you. I understand.
Yeah.
And
So because to myself, the perspective I look to the wrestling when I grew up, I think wrestling is also related to the creative because the wrestling move you have to do with your partner, the way we learn wrestling, the how we do wrestling is also creative. We got story, right?
Right.
So it's not only sport. Because during the back then when I try to explain to the people around Hong Kong what is wrestling is all about because they don't know about wrestling before. I told them wrestling is like a drama, just with some martial art. You got a storyline, you got a script, so it's just like making a movie with a script, but it's without NG, with a second take. So that's what I've been trying to explain to the people in Hong Kong. And that's the way.
okay. How should
I think most people in the wrestling industry have been explained like this before, right?
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's what I try to explain to the people.
Why? How should I phrase this? Is it just the political aspect that maybe make it hard for pro wrestling to come to Hong Kong? Or is it maybe the acceptance from the people? Because like you said, they don't necessarily know what pro wrestling is.
I think it's not a concern for the people who watch wrestling. I mean, if you want to attract more people to wrestling, I think it's not such a big deal. But to the creative content, we're actually wrestler. I mean, us, we also like a content creator, something like that, right?
Right.
So if you want to create something, just like if you want to create some role, if you want a good guy or a bad guy, or no matter what character you are, you cannot touch with some, if you talk about some political point. Yeah, just let's say in the US, in the WWE, right?
Yeah.
There used to be always have a story like Russian guys, big guys invading, holding a Russian flag, walking into the venue,
Right.
playing some Russian song, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're free to do that. They're free to go. They're free to do whatever you want to do. It's just a story, right?
Right.
It's just a drama. But in Hong Kong, maybe if there's a guy want to holding some maybe Japanese flag or something, well, I think it would be risky
Right.
in the future if you do something like that. So there would be less creative content you can do.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's effective. Not only wrestling, but all the creative industry.
Well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
Uh-huh.
Hong Kong Wrestling Federation, they didn't run for 6 years, correct?
What became one of 6 years?
They did. They didn't run for 6 years.
They did it wrong.
They didn't produce show. They didn't have shows for 6 years.
Yeah. Because during the so-called COVID period, right?
Yes.
And even before that, we did stop for a while because there were all no show and we got no place for the ring. So our ring would disassemble and just put it in a container, something, and store it within years, as I remember. And Ho Ho Lun, he did after Ho Ho Lun gone, actually we all like split up. So we didn't have show for 5 or 6 years, as I remember.
2017 was the last show.
Oh yeah, you're correct.
So when HKW.
If talking about myself, my last show actually was 2011. 2011, but after decades, I just returned maybe around 2 years ago.
Right. And
because before that, during the 2000 and the show you mentioned before, around 2017, those years, all the show I was in the behind. I was in the production role. I'm not in front. I did wrestling, but I did the production for our show.
Was that did
I did return as a wrestling. I did return as a wrestler 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yes. What was it because you decided to do production on wrestling that you decided to not wrestle?
Oh, actually, I have to say, I lost my passion to do it, and then I changed my passion because actually the video production has always been my passion since my teenager era, because I was a movie-holic. And I even studied a movie too. I studied a film. So those things are my favorite things to do. So I did it for my wrestling part also as well.
What like you said, you came back to pro wrestling about 2 years ago.
Oh, you mean my return?
Yeah. What you said that you lost your passion. What brought that passion back for you?
You mean how come my passion came back?
Yes. What made you come back?
Oh yeah.
What inspired?
It's funny. It's interesting because I think 2021, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I changed my job from the production film to the engineering. Some engineering, clerical, boring job, right? And then when I walked out, there's a time one day when I went out for lunch with my colleagues, and on the street, and there's a guy came up to me, approached me, and asked me, "Oh, are you Madness from the wrestling?" Oh shit! I got and I knew I got a fan. I knew I got a fan a long time ago, but I didn't realize. Oh, I did recognize by someone on the street. So that time was the passion came back. I was like, there's some electric through my body. Like, I want to go back. And actually doing after all these years, really sick and tired of all the stuff in Hong Kong. And then during all the coincidence, Pittman take over our new leader, right? Take over the HKWF. And during the time, we got some friends ask about us to do wrestling together. And actually, they are not wrestling, but some hip hopper from the local scenes, and they like wrestling. And somehow they know Pittman, they become friends, and they got an idea. Say, oh, how about we since you get a ring, how about we make something about it to get used to it? So there's a time we took our ring out of the container and we do it again. At that time, Pittman asked me, "Oh, do you want to take a match, take a try out?" Then I did. Well, then that's how I returned.
Wow. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
so it's like a funny story. There's a few consistent things all together, and if you believe it, I think it's something like laws of attraction, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that fan approached me on the street is a turning point for me I want to turn to do something for myself. It's really when you're back to basics during the time, everything, I think everyone in wrestling or every wrestler, if we ask ourselves, how do we begin it all? How do we begin all? How do we start it all in day one? How we got into wrestling? Why? Because we just like it and have fun. And that's what's my belief all the time. I just want to have fun. I didn't do it for money. I even lost quite a lot of money when we doing the educator we have together a long time ago. So it's not about money or fame. We just want to have fun. This is our basic human instinct, and I think it's very important for all of us. At least for myself. When I return, there's only one thing in my mind. I just want to have fun. That's all.
How was that your first bump back in a wrestling ring after many years away?
My first spot?
How did the first bump hitting the mat feel the first time?
It's funny because when we set up the ring again 3 years ago, because actually it was in outdoor under the broad daylight. It is very hot. So actually, I was feeling so hot and exhausted. I even thought, oh shit, my body can handle it. I can't do wrestling anymore. But Pittman and Membros, our wrestling guy, my wrestling buddy, my comrades in Educated Breath, they gave me encourage because they watched my wrestling again. They all cheered up and gave me encouragement, and I appreciate that. They are my best buddies. they are my comrade, they are my best friends in my life, and that's very important for me to get in the ring again.
Now, you were in the production side of wrestling.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything on that side of pro wrestling that helped you when you did get back in the ring?
Well, actually, I think is if you talk about the professional level like the WWE, those company, I think you couldn't compare because I didn't do those production. I just was been the videographer, and I did some MV or video stuff for our executive rep. But this, even on the live stream, actually it didn't matter with what I did in the ring. Maybe some photographer, because I got some friends who's a photographer, right? So, but I didn't think about that. When I get in the ring, I just wrestling. And my point has always been, I just want to have fun. But now, the different maybe, if you want the different mindset between now and back in more than 10 years ago, I think the difference is I myself, when we started around 2009 something, I was focused on my happiness. I just want to have fun myself. I was even ignore the audience, how they reaction. But right now, I paid more attention to the audience or crowded, how they react, because I try to interaction with them. Maybe when we do some, or I do some funny stuff with my opponent or my partner, maybe the audience got some feedback, and I will make change some flow during that time. So I think it's an interaction with the fans. But I think all wrestlers do that, right?
Right. Now,
Because it's an interaction. It's more fun. Back to the basic, it's about fun, right?
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, your second match, returning to the ring, was a hardcore match against Chan.
You did some research.
Yes. Can you tell us about second match back, and you're already in a very brutal situation?
Well, actually, long time ago, around 2009, that era, we always did some hardcore match like that, even more hardcore. But maybe, yeah. After the decade, I have to admit, well, I'm getting older, and I think my body can't really take that hard. But I love that pain. If you talk about hardcore match, I always like it. I always do something crazy. I always do something. I love the feeling very much of when the Chan, or no matter who, the guy I wrestling with, when they maybe suplex me to the ladder. Oh, I love that feeling. This is not pain. This is joy. This is the pain of joy. When some of my friends always ask me about wrestling, oh, how could you do that? This is so pain. Are you crazy or something? Oh yeah, my name is Madness. It said it all. and actually, that's how I got Madness this name. And I use Madness since my college era. And I didn't use it for wrestling for the first beginning, but after we played wrestling, I still use this name because it's very suit for me. Because everyone around me when I grew up, they always think I'm crazy. But I think it's just not I'm crazy. It's just they are pussy, if we can say that. I'm not trying to be ego, but well, if you know about all the guys who love wrestling, we always have to be ego to have a character, right?
Right.
No matter you are face or heel, you got some character and you have to be ego. So yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. I think all of us, even into kid reality, we all got ego at some point. Even in all the wrestling guys in the world, I'm sure.
Yes, you are very correct on that.
Yeah. Because even we not try to be fame or you try to be cocky, but ego I think is a tool for yourself even to make your character better.
Right.
Yeah, no matter yourself or for the wrestling business or for the fans, it's yeah, it's all marketing.
Now,
And I want to say about the hardcore stuff. It's really when all my friends or even my friends outside of wrestling scenes, they always ask about or ask me about why you do that such a hardcore stuff? Is that pain? And always I got a philosophical conclusion of that in term of me. I think it's pain. It's pain, but it's a pain of joy. It's a pain of happiness. It's not some regular people in your daily life you can experience it. So I think it's the best thing in wrestling life that I have been is the hardcore match because you can feel alive. Oh, speaking of which, I think there's a sentence I can conclusion of that. In that point is I'm not afraid to die, but I'm afraid haven't been alive in love. That's the code.
I got you.
Yeah, if you know what I mean, right?
Yes, I understand. Now can you tell us about your connection with Dai Tin Z?
Oh, Dai Tin Z. Oh, yeah.
You tag teamed a few times, and then you actually had a match against each other. So, what is your relationship?
You mean our real life relationship, right?
Yeah, both.
Oh, sure. That actually the Dai Tin Z is his new name, but if you know about him, he used to be called Saki, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Saki. He's my not only partner, but I think he's a soulmate to me. Even back then, oh, he, Holland, and me, three of us, also the first generation of the educated breath. And Saki and I, we find ourselves very interesting. We were making a tag team called the Myth, right?
Okay.
You know our tag team name is called the Myth, right?
Yes.
So the Myth, this name, we were inspired from the Greek, the myth, those things, because during a long time ago, it's very for me, even for him, we both agree we are so hard to find someone that you can truly talk about many stuff, many stuff. But even though we were so different, even the political view, our beliefs, and even our football position, even he played left back and I played right back. So we always joking around. He's the left and I'm the right. If the left wing, I'm the right wing. Even the political view also, he's the left wing, I'm the right wing. But after all of that, we're so different, but we are so comparable. We can be a tag team partner. And even back then, I think it's the very few guys I can talk, we can discuss about the philosophy. Yeah, I mean the real philosophy. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So
It sounds like
actually,
there's balance between the
oh
two of you.
yeah. Those stuff. So we were. I think it's very hard to find someone you can really talk about this, all the things in life. Even we got many things in common. We both like the metal, hardcore music, even the lifestyle. And actually, he's a Christian. You know that, right?
I did not know that.
Or oh, you don't know that? Okay. Actually, he's a Christian, and I'm a Satanist. So we were so different, but we can be a tag team. So that's why we named the Myth. Because we somehow we are so extremely different that we can coexist in the team and we can be a partner. So yeah, that's how we got the name the Myth. And after all this year, during the need of the storyline, so we have to split up. And even if you talk about the real life, it's also funny. He's a Christian, right?
Yes.
I'm not a real Satanist. I'm just always proclaim myself the 666. If you know about my character, I always when the MC when he introduced the madness, he always said it's not come from wherever or Hong Kong or China or something, but
From hell.
he said that madness from hell. You know that, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's how I got the story. Actually, the hell I inspired from where I was born. I was born in Hong Kong, right? I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and actually that's how I got inspired from hell, because I truly living in hell. That's how I got. Yeah, actually. And speaking about let's talk back about Seki. He's a real Christian. Although I'm not a real Satanist, but always proclaim myself as 666. And around a year ago, Seki got married. And I'm his bridesmaid.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a very funny story. It's like a kayfabe.
Do you like to team with him or fight him? What do you like more?
Wow, this is very hard, difficult to answer because I think it's both. Both are awesome because, as I said, we were like a soulmate. We know each other. We know each other very well. So I know what he tried to do. He knew what I try to do. When we wrestling together, it's like you can do without speaking your attention. So we were so be natural. We would just do things and have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about wrestling Ho Ho Loon, the first ever HKWF show. It was you versus Ho Ho. Um, so what was that like?
Oh, you mean long time ago that one?
Yes.
I think. Well, I think that's not the first show, but maybe the first show you saw was in some 2010.
The record I have is 2011.
Oh, that one was after the Foten era. I mean, maybe the post HKWF era
Um,
during during the time, but uh, it was it was a memory I don't really want to remember, to be honest,
okay.
because I got botched. I got botched.
Okay. I got that.
Did you watch the whole match?
Oh, did I? Oh, no, I did
I
not. I
think,
wasn't able to see that particular match.
did you watch the whole match?
I did not.
Oh, okay. It's fortunately you did not, because I don't want to embarrassing.
Fair
Because I
enough.
got botched. I remember I tried to um do the brain buster on him, but actually I got botched.
Okay, I
Yeah,
understand.
I admit it. I admit it. And from now on, after that, I never do that move again.
I understand.
Because I know my size. I shouldn't be used that move, but I was so naive to try to use that move on the size like me. Because as you know, I'm the smallest and the tiniest guy in Hong Kong wrestling.
Well, considering.
And if
Yeah.
and can I talk about one point about the body size?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because yeah, I know there's some people talking about me, especially because I'm so thin as the standard. I'm so slim in the wrestling figure of speech, right?
Right.
If you know about it, I'm very small. I'm getting better now, but still only got 120 pounds. And I look slim and small. And even before that, I wasn't concerned very much about my body size because, well, I just I love what I am, and I'm proud of my what I am. Well, I know even Bitman. You know Bitman. He's getting bigger compared with the 2009. He's so big now, and he was slimmer than me. If you know about that.
Yes.
Yeah. They all of them they got bigger. They got stronger and bigger. Maybe if you look at me, well, why I'm standing still and didn't change anything? Well, I say maybe it is a good thing. I like what I am, and that's why I can do some high fly move. Although I'm not a good, very professional level, I like the dragon kick something. But it just I don't want to change for someone else expectation. I want to change if I want to change. If you know what I mean, right?
Yes, I understand.
I will change if I wanted to, but I just don't want to do by the others will.
Now, let's go into the next segment, and that is Madness's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler, that goes up and down the roads. Do you have a story from the road that is maybe weird, crazy, odd?
You mean the my road to wrestling?
Like going like when you travel, road, like
Oh,
when you're on the road, something weird or crazy to happen.
oh. Well, speaking of that, I have to say it's something about my due to my family issues. Uh, I have to. I didn't travel as a wrestler with them a lot within all these years. Due to my some family issues, I cannot go out with them all the time. You know, Pitman and Ho Ho, they always travel around all the world, the wrestling, right?
Yes.
Even our new guys, our new generation, like Mikey and I or Leo, Sora, they all went to Japan and Mexico. But just me, I didn't went to other places. Um, Actually, is one of the big reason. I got some family issues. I got my mom to take care. I cannot go out for a very long time.
I understand.
So yeah, since very long time ago. That's why I cannot like them. I know it's some people may say it's an excuse, it's just an excuse, but I think you can't judge you can judge me if you didn't know about my reason
Right. I understand.
because I'm the only son and everyone got their own everyone got their own issue, right? Everyone got their own story
Right.
behind the wrestling, behind the scenes, and yeah, that's one bad thing. But I did travel with them, not as a wrestler, but uh, especially during the 2014 to 17 something. I did travel them to Singapore and Malaysia for as a production, as a videographer or assistant something. Just a different role. And even during that time, I think the crazy thing or interesting thing is I met a lot of nice people from around those places, especially the guys from Singapore and Malaysia. They're so cool. And actually, even I think if I could able to go to Mexico or even Japan wrestling, I think everyone in the world, especially in the wrestling scenes, they are nice. Mostly they are nice. I think. If you ask about, I think you interviewed so many wrestlers before. They all said the same thing, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, this is similar to my other another hobbies or actually because I'm kind of metalhead because I like metal and hardcore music. In that sense, every musician or even the hardcore, the metalheads I met everywhere, they are also very nice. So I think every sense, different. I think different sense of this. The people come around, they are also nice.
Okay.
I think you feel the same, right?
Yes. Absolutely. There are
Yeah, I think it's yeah.
in
I think it's happened to everyone.
in this big world of pro wrestling, there's a lot of good people in it.
Yeah.
Um, Now can you tell us about your face paint?
Face paint? Maybe my face paint?
Yeah. Um,
Oh,
what's the inspiration? And do you do it yourself? Oh, hello?
oh yeah.
Oh, can you tell us about your face paint?
Oh yeah, that's one interesting point I'd like to say because you know um, I started my face paint around the last show around 2009 because before that I was always put the mask on, but that mask actually was Dragon Kid. The Dragon Kid was my idol actually, and after I didn't use the Dragon Kid mask, also I tried to paint myself, and actually I inspired from the Crows. Do you know the Crows, the movie?
Yes.
The son of Bruce Lee, but he died on that movie, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny because I think it's about the cultural differences because in Hong Kong, most people in Hong Kong, when some wrestling fans, they always thought I was inspired from another movie from Japan. It's called Detroit City. Do you know about that?
I don't think I do.
Detroit Metal City. Actually, it's a Japanese movie based on comics. It's about a regular person working on some daily job, boring daily job as a regular person. But when he plays on a band, he's a vocalist with a long hair. If you got any.
Yes, I understand.
Detroit Metal City. Most people in Hong Kong, they always thought I inspired from that movie. But actually, I was inspired from the Crows.
Okay.
So that's funny how I always try to explain. Yeah, I was inspired from the Crows actually, but yeah, I know the son of Bruce died on that movie.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's not a unfortunate signal.
No, I understand.
Yeah. But the maybe in some point, maybe somehow is you can imagine there's a relative because he was died at an accident of gunfire with a real bullet, if you remember that.
Yes.
So maybe I can do wrestling some kind of accident, but hopefully I won't get it.
All right.
And if you thought about the face painting,
Yeah.
my first face paint was it was makeup by my friend, one of my friends. She's a makeup artist, so she was painting so nice, so good. She got a good, very well done job.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you talk about within these years, I want these 2-3 years. Yeah, sometimes by my friend, sometimes it's just unavailable to come, so I did it myself. So every time I did some modification, so every time I face paint is a little bit different.
Okay.
But I think if you were watching around the world, I think my face paint, I mean such a similar character, you can see everywhere. There's always got one similar character. I think. Agree? Do you agree? Do you agree?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because I know there's a one guy from Taiwan. He's got a similar character with me, or maybe we just somehow got similarity.
Everybody does one gimmick, and any well, if that makes sense. Can you tell us about the Japanese Football Association?
Oh, why? Why the Japanese Football Association? What? But just wondering why? Why the Japanese Football Association?
You tell me about it. I'm interested to know.
But I just feel interesting. And it's so funny why you ask about Japanese football.
Because you're a part of the association, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, can you tell us about being a part of that?
Oh, you mean you saw the picture of I wearing those gear?
Yes.
Oh, that's not really that's not really we're under the relationship with the Japanese Football Association. We just play some street football, and Van Bros and I was a fan of Japanese football team.
Okay.
Just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can try to interview the Man Bros too because they're so funny.
The Man Bros.
Yeah, the Man Bros.
Yes.
From the Educative Math.
I'm aware of the Man Bros for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they're funny guys. They're funny guys. And I always like to wrestling with them against them. Especially Kelvin. Do you know about Kelvin? Kelvin Man?
Yes.
I wrestle him a lot, and so we knew each other well.
I always remember Uncle Money doing a promo on them, just yelling at the top of his lungs that they're not real men.
The Uncle Money.
Yes.
Oh, from the MKW, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that one.
Shout out to Uncle Money.
Yeah, he's got a good mic skill.
Yes, he does. Let's go to the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Well, so it's a theoretical question.
Yes, theoretically, if they made a movie about you.
So you mean what song if I put in my soundtrack?
Yes. If they were making a movie about you, what songs would you want in your movie to represent your life?
Oh, my life. So it have to be a song or just some. Can I be a pure music? I mean a song without a sing.
Without singing? Yeah.
Because there's some I like post rock too. Because mostly post rock song is just pure music.
Okay, that works.
But if I can choose, I don't know. The first comes up with my mind right now. Actually, it's the Oppenheimer soundtrack.
Okay.
Oppenheimer. Do you know about that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, by the Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just when you ask me this question, the soundtrack just comes up from my mind. I don't know why. Because it's so maybe it's a basic human instinct. My first reaction. So it's a very truly reaction, right?
So Madness wants the music from the Bomb movie.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's just, the first thing comes up with my head. It's Oppenheimer.
So
Atomic bomb, right?
Yes. So you.
Oh yeah, maybe because Madness from Hell, and the Oppenheimer is something about like that, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. It's funny. I just my first reaction. I don't know why.
So the whole Oppenheimer soundtrack will be for your movie soundtrack.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's good.
All
That's
right.
awesome. Although I actually I used to be, or most of the time, I say myself hardcore or metalhead, but I don't know why. Just Oppenheimer coming up.
Okay. Well, I respect it.
Yeah, maybe I try to blow up the whole world. Maybe it's my intention.
Now that we
No,
have
but despite of all that, I have to proclaim I'm a peaceful guy, right? I'm not a terrorist.
yes, definitely. Now, it's only in the movie. Now that we have the soundtrack down, who plays you in the movie? And you can't say yourself because you are, committed to making a cameo like Stanley.
What? You mean?
What actor would you like to play you in your movie?
So is the movie is actually Oppenheimer? Or what?
Why not?
Oh, well, sure. I'd like to be myself. Because actually, in real life, currently, I did play in some movie in Hong Kong, but of course, some small potato role, not the main actor. I'm not some big names. Only got some small name in the credit.
Well, we will get to that in a moment.
Okay.
But now that we have you casted, who would be three people that has meaning to you in your story that would be in your movie?
Pardon? Can you say again?
Who would be three people in your movie that has special meaning to you?
Who will be the three people?
Three people, yes.
You mean there's like a face here something?
Could you repeat that?
Yeah. Did you mean like a face and heel something like that?
No, I mean, who are three people in your life that you would like in your movie
Oh, okay.
that has meaning to you?
You mean like my wrestling buddies?
Yeah, it could be wrestling related.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first comes to me, of course, is Seki.
Of course.
Yeah, the Dai Tin Z. Yeah.
Two more?
Ho Ho
Okay.
and Fitment.
Okay. Sounds like a great movie, and you could pre-order the tickets now.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned being in a movie. What was that like?
Actually, it's just some Hong Kong local movie, and I would just happen in a one shot only, those kind of thing.
But
So it's small. It's just a small casting.
was
It's
it
only I appear in one shot,
okay?
something like that. Yeah.
Was it fun? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. Of course, it was fun because as I said, I was always a movie holic. I was a filmology guy when I grew up. I always loved the movie, loved the industry. So being part of it, I just played it just to remember back to basic, have fun, and of course got paid.
Yes, very important.
Yeah. Yeah, it's better than if we talk about wrestling. Back then, we didn't get paid in wrestling.
Yes. Okay. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or
Pizza.
no?
Pizza, pineapple on pizza.
Yes.
Oh, so you're talking about the traditional Italian or the non-traditional?
Do you like it or do you not like it?
Of course. I know it's offended some Italian, I know.
So you like
But
pineapple
yes, I
on
like it.
pizza?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What's your spirit Pokemon?
A Pokemon?
Yes. What Pokemon do you see yourself as?
Well, actually, I never watched Pokemon,
Okay, fair enough.
so I didn't know. I didn't know about that actually.
Okay. Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson. A real Rock.
Is it is a joke?
No. No.
The Rock, the Dwayne Johnson.
No. Just a Rock.
Uh.
Like you would find in a garden.
Uh-huh. Can you repeat again this
Yes,
question?
just a normal Rock, an actual Rock,
Uh-huh.
not Dwayne Johnson.
Uh-huh.
Would you wrestle?
You mean I think it's technically speaking, I cannot wrestle a Rock.
So no.
No.
Okay. Well, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that did wrestle a Rock for over 15 minutes. But that was in Canada.
What? Can you say that again?
There's a wrestler in Canada named Psycho Mike that did wrestle a Rock for over 15 minutes.
What?
Yes.
Wrestling a Rock?
Yes.
A Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I think it's a record that nobody can break.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
On a serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You mean where will I be, or
Where would you like to be?
the location, the actual location, or
No.
the
Where would you want to be in 5 years? Professionally, personally, however you want to answer.
well, is this about wrestling only, or
Any. However you want to answer it.
oh, anything?
Yeah.
If you talk about the 5 years plans, actually the goals that I want to achieve now is one to leave the place where I am and go to some place to settle down. I mean, the place that's safe. If you know what I mean.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. But if talk about wrestling, actually, I want to do one more. Maybe I don't know. Is it will be the last? But I want to do one more. Uh, uh, Maybe TLC match or hardcore match that I try to go further and maybe one last shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
To be crazy for more madness.
More madness. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Okay.
Greatest wrestler of all time.
Dragon Kid.
Worst wrestler.
What? Pardon?
Worst wrestler.
Oh, worse, right?
Yes.
Couldn't think of one now.
Would you like the default answer?
Default answer?
Yes. You have chosen Eva Marie.
Uh-huh.
You are main eventing WrestleMania for the championship. Who are you wrestling?
Oh. Huh. Darby Allin.
Okay. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Jeff Hardy.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Will.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
Squash and what?
Squash. Is it a vegetable or is it a fruit?
Vegetable?
It is a fruit. It has seeds, so it's like a tomato.
Oh, okay.
New Japan wrestler Taichi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks, the butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Actually, I didn't know about the last few words.
Okay, when somebody's wearing wrestling trunks, how much of the underwear,
Okay.
how much of their butt should show?
How much?
Yes, how much of their butt should show?
Whoa. 1,000?
So, no coverage.
Because if you estimate in Hong Kong dollars or the system here? There's no cover.
Okay. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever talked to a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
Why in supermarket? It's funny because when I think about supermarket, I think about Stone Cold and Booker T.
Yes.
So I didn't. No, I did not.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Can you tell
My
us?
pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine.
Okay.
Can you tell us where we can find you on social media?
Oh yeah, the IG, the Madness Educator Web, and of course our Educator Web Pro.
And do you have merchandise?
Yeah, some of my own T-shirt, which is cute. My cartoon version.
Where can we buy them?
Yes.
Is there a website we could go to buy these T-shirts?
Oh, just IG and DM us.
Okay.
And of course, I got a FB page.
Okay. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to his social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on Xthread and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Okay, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Okay.
For our very special guest, Madness, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.